Gin dairy farmers Pat and Rose Perry are dairy farmers for the long haul. They might not be the youngest or the fastest dairy farmers, but they make up for all that with enthusiasm for the industry and a drive to run a productive and profitable farm business. They've made continued investments in their property, including successful projects through the Reef Rescue program. Pat has completed 2 creek crossings under Reef Rescue, both of which have improved farm management and reduced sediment and nutrient entering creeks that cut through his farm.
Because we've had that creek crossing on the other creek, on Jeremy and Bullion Creek for years, and it's been so successful, the ideal thing would be to concrete this one, because it's we've probably spent a fortune putting gravel in here at one time or another, and it just gets washed away and makes the cows' feet sore. The cows just bog it up, and if there's water lying there, then it bogs up, so it's just making a sort of boggy mess. When it got really wet over the other side there, they were sinking up to their bellies in mud. I mean, it just got to the stage you couldn't get through there on the 4-wheel motorbike. You couldn't, and we couldn't do anything. It was just so wet. And this was after the flood. This was the only place we could send the cows.
So Pat, once you completed the project, how did you, what process did you go through to receive the funding from BMRG?
Yeah, well, once we'd finished, I just phoned the officer in charge, and he came out, inspected the property, and took a few photos, I think, and approved it. The work was done, and next thing you know, the money was in the bank.
So going back to that whole process, if the development officer hadn't come out, do you think you would have found that process hard?
Oh yes, I think it really needs to be approved by. They've got to have somebody to prove that the work's been done, fairly straightforward once we've done the work. We had a few hold-ups with the job in the first place. With wet weather, we couldn't working down on the creek here, and we had to get an extension. It was a rush to finish by the extension, but then we got it done, and it was inspected and approved, and all paid for. So.
And in terms of doing this project, had the funds not been available, would you have got it done quickly, or would it taken time because of?
Well, it would have taken longer because you've got to have the funds available, and also having a time frame on it pushes you into action.
Yeah.
He has also completed concrete works to smooth operations as cows enter the dairy.
Because the yard was originally designed, or the shed was designed to milk about 100 cows, which is where we thought we would end up, and of course as is normal, we were milking more and more cows, and it was just getting a real bog hole out the back of the yard where so many cows going out, and then break through the gravel and churn it all up, and it's just making a mess. Cows were getting mastitis. So we sort of decided that we concreted the first part there, which was alright for a while, but then when the cows were stepping out over that, it transferred the mess further down the yard, so we decided to bite the bullet and concrete a big section of it.
So currently with the cows on that yard, the water, the washdown water, where does that go to now?
It goes into effluent ponds, goes to 2-pond system, and then it's shandied in with irrigation water when the winch is running. There's a pressure sensor on the pond, on the effluent pump on the second pond, and I can switch it on. As soon as the pressure comes up to the winch, it just cuts in automatically and shandies effluent in with irrigation water.
So by that way you're keeping a good manageable level of the effluent ponds, and obviously do you think that cuts down on using synthetic fertilisers on that area?
Yeah, it must.
And how big an area is that you spread the effluent over?
Oh well, I'm normally watering between 70 and 100 acres at any one time, so you know, I can water any of those areas. Any area of the farm where there's a hydrant, which is a fair percentage of it, I can put effluent on.
And now, with your current milk price that you receive, and there's been a lot in news about milk price, how's that affected you in investment back into your property?
Well, it stopped it at the moment. We're right at the moment. We've got a contract till the end of this year. Once that contract expires, we really don't know what's going to happen. So at the moment, everything's just on hold. We can't afford to invest, not knowing what the future holds until we know we've got to get a viable price, and we're just on hold.
So if the milk price stays the same for the next 12, 24 months, do you see grants like the Reef Rescue as vital for the survival of the dairy industry and the environment?
I'd say so. With everything, like electricity and feed costs are going up all the time, and we just can't absorb it anymore. They're talking about price cuts. They're going to lose an awful lot of dairy farmers if they do, because a lot of people are battling